Hello, welcome to my grandpa's train. On my workbench today is my American Flyer Transformer Model 9B. This is taken apart because I had to do a little bit of tracing for someone who requested a little bit of information about the wiring of this transformer, and his was not working, so I took mine apart just so I could make a diagram of the wires. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over the diagram and we'll take a look at where the wires go on the transformer. Now, the way that American Flyer put these together seems a little bit confusing until you see the diagram, and then it actually makes sense. So let's go over the diagram first, and then I will try to show you where those wires run through on the inside of the transformer. So here we have a diagram of the American Flyer 9B transformer. I'm going to use this for a pointer. Ouch. We have our power plug on this side here, 110 volts, and the one side of it, in this case it should be the hot side, should go to the switch first. Then the high voltage side goes to this side of the transformer. This is showing the transformer itself. Then you have the ground side over here. On the low voltage side of the transformer, we have 4 wires coming out of it, or actually the top of the windings of the transformer is exposed, and that's where the wipers run across. Here they're shown as wires coming out. We have wiper for track A and wiper for track B, and they go directly to the track posts on the back of the transformer. These wires are notated here as thin, black, and orange striped. Your wires in your transformer may be slightly different because they tended to do that, I think. But in my case, the wires that run from the wipers directly to the track are thin, black, and orange striped. Next, out on the bottom of the transformer are 2 more wires, medium orange and medium black. I just designated that as their thickness in comparison to the other sizes of wire. So we have the orange wire that goes to the pilot lamp. Now the pilot lamp post is actually used as a terminal tie strip to tie all the wires together, so they actually come right to, and this is used the case of the lamp, so that's the outside, and it's tied into the 15 volts constant output. So this wire is our 15 volts coming out of the transformer to use for accessories. That's tied to the negative side of the pilot lamp. Now we'll come back to this in a second. The medium black wire comes out of the transformer, and I drew it all the way around to the positive side of the fault lamp. But the positive side of the fault lamp is also tied, and there should be a wire actually running across because the positive post is tied directly to this tie post here and also feeds the pilot lamp. So this completes the circuit for the pilot lamp. Now we have this wire is tied also to the fault lamp post, and then it goes directly to the bottom post of the breaker, the circuit breaker, up on the top of the case, and we'll look at that in just a minute. Now, the top post of the breaker goes to the base posts on the back of the transformer. So this is the heavy black and orange wire. So in normal operation, we have our base post is actually the portion of the circuit that runs through the circuit breaker, and the reason is for that it will trip all of the circuits, the track, 2-track feeds, and the 15 volts constant. If you put it in line with one of those other ones, it wouldn't trip the entire thing. So in this case, they're actually breaking the ground side of the circuit. Now, if the circuit breaker trips, this is opened, so the circuit to the track is not completed anymore, and the connection to the side post actually is tied. So there's a third post on the side of the breaker. If the circuit breaker is open, the power goes instead through the side post, and then that feeds back into the fault lamp. But this portion here isn't connected, so the fault lamp lights and the pilot lamp goes out, as well as all the track power. So the wiring between the fault lamp and the pilot lamp looks a little bit backwards until you realize that the breaker disconnects the negative side of the circuit. Now let's see if we can follow this on the transformer itself. Alright, because I don't have anything desoldered, it's going to look a little bit goofy. So we have our power cord which runs in through the bottom of the case. Now let's get up. So the transformer power in comes to these two large posts on the bottom of the transformer. You can see that one wire of the AC power line has been tied into the switch. And these two wires going through this hole go to the on-off switch at the top of the case. Then we have our hot side going into the transformer here, and then the other side of the transformer here. Now I'm going to go back up to the top, or the middle in this case. Let's see if we can see it here. We can see that the top of the two-track wipers rub across the top of the transformer, and that's how they get their variable power from one end to the other. You can kind of see it in the middle there. Those two are the thin black and orange striped wires going to the middle two terminals on the back of the transformer. Now we're going to come back out to the bottom of the transformer once more, and we see that we have the black wire and the orange wire coming out of the transformer. This is going to be your constant 15 volts. So the black wire runs around this way, and the orange wire wraps around the other way onto that side. All right. Now this is where things get complicated and also very hard to see. That's why I showed you the diagram first. We have our black wire running from the transformer to the positive side of the vault lamp, which is down here. It's the bottom pin of that. Then that is tied directly to the positive side of the pilot lamp on the other side. And then it goes from a base of the positive side of the fault lamp all the way to, so that follows this heavy black wire, all the way up across to the bottom post on the other side of the circuit breaker. And I'll spin this around so you can see where that comes out. So that wire from the bottom positive post of the fault light comes to the bottom post of the circuit breaker. And then the top post of the circuit breaker, which I have a little bit of green tape over, is the heavy black and orange striped wire, and that runs out to the base posts of the transformer case. Now this side you can't see the third wire. You have to spin it back around here. And way up, which you cannot see on the camera very well at all. Way up underneath is the other heavy black wire, which is this one here, which is this one, and that is the fault lamp power wire. Now coming out the other side of this here wire is this is the power in from the transformer to the negative side of the lamp, which goes to the heavy orange wire, and that feeds the two posts for the constant 15 volts. And that is how the American Flyer 9B transformer is wired. Hope that's not too confusing for you. I did do a series of videos on the restoration of this transformer and the circuit breaker, which was quite a process to put back together. Someone had over-tightened the screws on that, and the bakelite circuit breaker had exploded. So if you want to see the restoration, I have a link here for you to watch those. Until next time, thanks for watching My Grandpa's Train.